I'm covering Second Life Resource and Star Citizen. Just know that there's an Ahoy video coming up, as well as a Verse Project video coming up as soon as Verse Project has their patch release, and as soon as Ahoy does their rewards drop. But rock bottom is where I feel like I am at sometimes with this Second Life Resource drive, with the ups and downs and roller coaster of server experiences I've had. Now, some of them have been better than others. These are my tallies. Most likely, these will be what I finish the match with, unless I take another friend under the wings to finish theirs up. But I'm looking at 40 gigabytes of backlog of video, so it's time to release what I have so far, because I was trying to be more positive. We'll see how it goes. What I found was my mounty trusty steed was the M2. C2 would do the job just as well. A2 is not going to do the job that well because it has those blockages in the back, but you could, in theory, flip the ship around and use the front to stack it up, even though you have less cargo space. If you're careful and economic with your cargo space, you could make it work. You will note the single stacked cargo is the most of the event, and I still don't trust that that's completely fixed, although they keep saying they have hot fixes. CIG's developers are working very hard using this live server event with rewards as a stress test for the cargo system. Unfortunately, the cargo system is still in that deep testing phase and really is not ready for prime time, in my opinion. It took a very long time for me to get to the levels that you're going to see, and glitches like the ATLS suit just deciding to stop working did not help matter. So luckily, my trusty Max Lift tractor beam helped out a lot, as well as using other leftover ATLSs, because you'd often find more than one just sitting at each one of the pickup locations. But one of the things is sometimes too many of something is a bad thing. Like, for example, a Ghost M2 that appeared in my hangar because I ran multiple missions in and out of this one station, and then I had to panic close. I lost an M2 early in this due to the winglets getting collapsed on inside the hangar doors. And in my opinion, when it was a heavy population server and when everyone's trying to hit the same station at the same time, it seemed like the hangar reservations were much shorter than usual. I still have to prove that, but it felt like it, and it crushed the ship and I lost the entire cargo. Luckily, in some situations, that was not the case. This is how I park them, by the way. I put them on an angle so that the front and the back are facing elevators. So I have an issue with the one elevator, it gets broken, whatever, I use the other one. Yes, I don't trust the elevators that much. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't even make it to the elevators because of situations like this, where you have a 2/3 full M2 full of cargo, and then an endless windstorm finally gets a hold of you and carries you hundreds of meters, thousands of feet away from your position, and drops you onto the ground, incapacitating you on some moon somewhere. So it's not worth your time. However, in some cases, you have a impounded ship when you're trying to land, and it actually kept the cargo. You're gonna have to take my word on that. Obviously, I'm showing you a lot of bad stuff, so you have to assume that I'm being honest about the good stuff too. But the situation on the pads themselves was a nightmare due to all of the abandoned rafts. I do not understand what the deal is, because the raft is a wonderful ship. I love the raft. I love how it's a 1 to 2 crew. I love how easy it is. I love the price point. I think the only thing I wish I could do, I wish it would be 25 USD less. Honestly, it's a great ship. I wish there was a variant for it too. And I love the rework with the multiple layers of cargo on the bottom. But what I don't love is that there is so many of these damn things. I do want to point out they have a smaller footprint than the Hercules, which was the other chosen option, and they are a good choice if you don't bother to log off and block my damn pads with them. Because what you can do is you take up less space, and also you can do the tractor beam trick, where you can tractor the top cargo, which is technically the bottom layer, I guess you could say, the first layer you put on the raft, and then the stuff on the bottom below it falls. Okay, so that's the trick with the raft. So you can do just chains and chains of them. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments below or hit me up on Discord. We'll talk you through it. But anyway, I wanted to point out these main freight gremlins were involving with these imaginary capacities. Now, one of the rumors I heard was, I later found out if you split the load, if you right click on that pile and you split it with one, you could slowly add more depending on how it works. But a lot of times my situation was this: I would go to a double elevator, the one elevator I parked at would work or wouldn't work, 50-50 chance, and then I'd have to go set up the other one and then frantically fly the M2 back before somebody showed up. So that's kind of my game. I also wanted to mention something some people seem to be confused about is there has been a drastic change in pads and trespassing since trespassing wasn't brought into the game. When you're on those pads, people cannot just run into your ship. You can leave them open as long as you're on the pad. And furthermore, you can go and you cannot worry about people attacking you without getting a significant crime stat. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than people think. But I wanted to show you some tricks that actually worked for me. But one thing I did want to note is that it is ridiculous that these ATLSs cannot get up these ramps when there's a tiny little gap, because there often is. I wish these ATLSs could jump slightly to get over that top, or just they auto walk over the ramp. One of the things I wanted to note as well is that in front of this ATLS is where the boxes sit. So when you tractor beam with the ATLS, the box hovers above your head. So you need this extra space in the middle of the C2M2. I'm embarrassed to say it took me quite a few runs to figure out why it was working. I just knew it worked. So make sure you park your ATLS in that specific position and that specific angle. And I wanted to give recognition to the group on Pipeline who took me under their wing on my first night trying to do these. ESD organized it. There was quite a few cool people on board, and I wanted to thank them, because sometimes in this community I don't realize that I'm the person that's dragging everybody down trying to learn how to cargo hole in the latest thing. You can see 24 hanging out over there. But thank you all. It means a lot to me that the community matters, and that's why I'm here. It's these kind of folks that make this happen, and they didn't give a damn that I was dragging them down because I'm taking up some of their resources they did on these runs, and they taught me my way. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to pay it forward with this video, showing you what's going on in the air, trying to at least weave in some tips that hopefully will make you be able to do your runs a little smoother, and let you know you're not alone in this. I gotta say, I always get surprised by how amazing the Star Citizen community is, even at its worst moments, in the crappiest times, and the servers absolutely being dog excrement. Stick with it, stay with the plan, and no, you don't have to spend a damn dime. Get on there and have some fun. And if you don't have anybody to go with, you know what? Hit me up. Because gosh knows, multiple times a week, I've got nothing better to do. And, you know, if these folks can put up with me, you can too. And I'll put up with you. Because the next minute, you'll be making the videos, or you'll be telling your community, your org, how to get this done, and having them get their suits of armor, get their kit, get their free paints, and not have to spend a dime doing it. And there's something to that. And that's what Star Citizen should be about, and that's what it is for me. So that's what I got for tonight. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but thank you for sticking with me this far through the video. Thank you. I hope to hear that you're doing well on this event, or at the very least you got what you were looking for, and rooting for your team, your corporation in the verse, and at least having some fun, hopefully making a few friends along the way. Even the people that are trolling and whatever else, don't worry about them. You will get through this. You will have a good time. And I'm rambling now, I'll tell you. But it's I've lived for this. All right, y'all. Thank you to my long-term subscribers for sticking with me. And thank you for being here. Take care.